Bravestarr, Bravestarr.
Hello YouTube. Today I'm reviewing the vintage Bravestarr action figure. I was really lucky this weekend because I went to a flea market and I managed to pick this guy up. I've always wanted to get this action figure, but I couldn't really afford it since it goes for a really high price on eBay, and I have never really seen it anywhere being sold in my country, so I was really surprised to find it on at this flea market. And this was the typical shut up and take my money experience for me, because the guy sold it for a really low price. I don't think he knew what this action figure was at all. So I could get it on a really good price, and I'm really happy for it. I really like this figure, and I don't think there are many reviews out there of this figure, so I figured I would do one. I really like the face sculpt on this figure. I think he looks really nice, and he looks very much like Bravestarr did in the cartoon series, although you can't say the same about his outfit. It's different than the one he was wearing in the cartoon, but I kind of like it. The first thing I think about when I see this figure is he looks like some kind of space cop. This armor piece he has on is completely different than the one he's wearing in the show. And I think it looks like a police uniform or a police bulletproof armor or something like that. So I mentioned his face looks really nice. His neck is on this ball joint, so he can move his head a little bit forward and up, and of course turn around easily. In the show he has a ponytail, but the figure doesn't sport any ponytails, so I think that's another thing we can list about the figure not being show accurate. He's wearing white gloves like he does in the show. He's wearing this lightly yellow colored shirt. In the show he's wearing bright yellow shirt and bright yellow pants. On the figure this part actually has a different color than the rest of the legs. I guess it's maybe the aging of the plastic or the aging of the paint, I'm not sure, but I think it was supposed to look the same color, although it does not anymore. Articulation wise, his arms rotate, his elbows, well, he rotates at the gloves, and also his elbows have a ball joint. I don't have any weapons, and I also don't have the cowboy hat, which is unfortunate, but I'm still happy to have this figure. He has an action feature like most 80s toys do. If you press this button here, so if you press the button, his arm starts to move. I think it's some kind of a punching action, but it's basically the same as the one the Lion-O figure has. And I think this figure is about the height for Lion-O figure, maybe a little bit taller, but definitely not in scale with the He-Man figures. This figure is about the size of an Action Man figure, really. So it's not in scale with the He-Man figures at all, which is a pity for me, because for me this show was always kind of close to He-Man. I don't know why, but I always imagined He-Man and Bravestarr having adventures together, and I think it would be epic to see it. So yeah, it's unfortunate that you can't really pose the Bravestarr line together with the He-Man line, because they just look stupid together. So back to articulation. Legs rotate, also bend out. The joints are quite good and tight. This piece is for the weapon, and I don't have the weapon, but it rotates. Knees rotate. I really like the cowboy boots he has on. I think it's a great touch. So the knees rotate, and that's it basically for articulation. It's your basic 80s action figure articulation, but it's nice. Anyway, I'm really happy to own this toy, and I will try to get a cowboy hat for him on eBay, but I'm really not sure if I can. Maybe I will just use a cowboy hat that I have from, I don't know, some of my wrestling figures. Maybe an Undertaker hat will look nice on him. I will try that. Whenever I get figures like this, I think about how I wanted to have this in the 80s, and I wish for a time machine and that I could go back in the 80s and give this figure to myself as a kid, because I think this figure is really great, and it really stood the test of time, and I hope you like it. I hope you like it and enjoy this review. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bravestarr!